On the world news, dozens killed in Israel across Lebanon. And Myanmar military urges opposition to put down weapons and start political dialogue. This is the world news. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the World News on Providence Television International. Edna Caesar Garrick is my name. And now the details. Dozens of people have been killed in Israel across Lebanon, health authorities said, as Israeli air forces expanded their bombardment of the country for a fourth consecutive day despite growing international calls for a ceasefire. Reports say Lebanon's Ministry of Public Health revealed that at least 29 people were killed in Israeli attack, the majority of whom were Syrians in the town of Unil in the Bekaa Valley along the country's eastern border with Syria. Other attacks hit villages and towns in the country's south, including Tyre, and at least 2 people were killed and 15 others were wounded in an attack in the suburb of the capital Beirut. The Israeli military said late on Thursday that air forces struck about 220 targets linked to the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah over the previous 24 hours. Earlier, the ministry said it killed Mohammed Husseini Sakor, who said was the head of Iran-aligned group aerial units in the Beirut attack. There was no immediate comment on the Israeli claims from Hezbollah. Hezbollah said it fired more than 50 missiles at Ahinud north of Haifa and also fired barrage of rockets at Kiryat Shmona military post and a command base in different areas north of Israel. It said it used air defense weapons to force 2 Israeli warplanes to leave Lebanese airspace. Thursday's attack came as Israel officials appear to reject growing international calls for a ceasefire. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said world powers wanted a ceasefire and that he would be meeting with Israeli officials in New York. And in London, U.S. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin said that there was still room for diplomacy. Thursday's attack are the latest in a dramatic Israeli military escalation in recent days that has forced more than 90,000 people in Lebanon to flee their homes. Myanmar's military coup leaders have urged their opponents to put down their weapons and start political dialogue. In a surprise move that was swiftly rejected, the State Administration Council SACE, as the military styled itself since seizing power in February 2021, urged the ethnic armed groups and People's Defense Forces (PDF) fighting against military rule to give up what is described as the terrorist way and start political dialogue. The armed group have taken control of swaths of the country since combining forces to launch a major offensive in October last year, putting the military under immense pressure. The National Unity Government (NUG), which include elected lawmakers removed in the coup, swiftly dismissed the offer. The NUG established the PDFs after the military cracked down on mass protests with brutal force. The Assistance Association for Political Prisoners, a monitoring group, says the military killed at least 5,706 people since the coup and detained nearly 21,000 people. United Nations investigators said last month their crimes against humanity and war crimes committed by the military had escalated at an alarming rate. The generals also have claimed substantiated fraud in the November 2020 elections that returned Aung San Suu Kyi's National League for Democracy (NLD) to power, have promised to hold new election. It framed the offer for talks as part of its effort to organize the polls, not in a census, was due to start on October 1st to ensure the accuracy of voters' lists. Aung San Suu Kyi has been sentenced to 27 years following secret trials on charges widely seen as politically motivated. Myanmar was under military rule for decades after it secured independence from United Kingdom in 1948. Those regimes also offered elections before continuing their crackdown. Military sources say Sudan's army has launched a major offensive in the capital Khartoum to regain ground. held by the paramilitary Rapid Response Forces RSF. The army carried out air raids on Thursday against RSF operations in its biggest such assault in months. Reports say the army has taken control of 3 main bridges, including 2 that connect the city of Omdurman with the capital. At least 4 people were killed and 14 wounded during artillery shelling on Thursday morning by the RSF, which targeted residential neighborhood in the Karari governorate north of Omdurman, according to Khartoum State Health Ministry spokesman Mohammed Ibrahim. Sudan plunged into conflict in April 2023 when long-streaming tensions between Army Chief Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and RSF leader Mohammed Hamdan broke out in a conflict that has so far displaced more than 10 million people, about 8.1 million people inside Sudan, while about 2 million have been forced to flee their homes, according to data from the United Nations. The RSF last weekend launched a large-scale offensive in El Fasher after months of siege. El Fasher is the only one of 5 state capitals in the vast Darfur region not yet in RSF hands. The bloody civil war has caused a dire humanitarian crisis, but diplomatic effort by the United States and other countries have altered, with the army refusing to attend talks last month in Switzerland. UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres voiced concern on Wednesday about an escalation in the conflict when he met al-Burhan of the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York. He told the General Assembly that he supported efforts to end the war in Sudan if they brought an end to the occupation of territory by RSF. He said some states in the region were providing funding and fighting to the RSF, although he did not name any country. A UN-backed assessment has warned of the risks of widespread famine in Sudan on a scale not seen anywhere in the world. In details. If you are just joining us, this is the World News on Providence Television International. Stranded motorists have been rescued after a section of the M5 was closed amid significant flooding. The northbound carriageway is closed between J16 for Aztec West and J15 for Almond Buri interchange for a clear-up walk and vehicle recovery. Firefighters were called to the route at about 1 BST to help rescue trapped drivers. Stephen Butterfield from National Highways described Friday's downpour as exceptional and confirmed about 6,000 meters of water per minute was currently being removed from motorway. The southbound carriageway has also reopened, but long queues remain between J14 for Thornbury and J15 for the Almond-Bury interchange as traffic divers. Crews from Avon Fire and Rescue Service have so far rescued 3 people from stranded vehicles and helped to assist others struck in the flood. Diversions are in place, but motorists are advised to avoid traveling in the area as traffic is building on other roads. High-volume pumps are being used at the scene to remove the water. The Met Office has issued a yellow weather warning for rain, which covers the southwest of England. It advises that heavy downpour will bring a potential for some flooding and disruption to transport. There is also a chance of power cuts. A5 of 500, the Environment Agency, has 63 flood warning in place and 120 flood alert, including a red alert for the Tedbury Avon River in Melmesbury, Wiltshire. The agency is closely monitoring the situation and debris is being cleared from windscreen. Motorists have been urged to avoid most areas. Away from the foreign scene now, back home, the National Orientation Agency has ordered community in flood-prone areas to immediately relocate to islands as the Benue and Niger rivers approach danger threshold. The Director General of the agency, Lanre Issa Onilu, gave the directive when he led the National Orientation Agency flood sensitization and evaluation team to sensitize some riverine communities in Kogi State on the dangers of the impending floods. The water level of Benue and Niger rivers have risen to about 9.2 meters, much higher than the usual level of about 5 meters. The NOA Director General also stated that the release of water from Cameroon's Lagdo Dam could cause significant flooding and environmental damage in Nigeria, especially in 11 states, as predicted by the National Hydrological Information Service. The Borno State Police Command has notified members of the public that a flash flood has caused extensive damage to the Ajeri-Dekwa Road and the Dekwa-Maiduguri Road, leading to disruption of socio-economic activities. In a statement by the police public relations officer Nahum Dasso, commuters traveling from Mafa, Dekwa, Ngala, Maiduguri, as well as individuals from neighboring countries such as Cameroon and Chad are advised to seek alternative routes. No casualties have been noted, and the command has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring public safety. Edo State government has announced Monday, 30th September 2024 as a resumption date of all public and private schools in the state for the 2024-2025 academic session. In a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Ojo Akinlonge, on behalf of the Commissioner for Education, the state government deassociated itself from an earlier notification which stated that schools were to resume on Monday, the 23rd of September. The said announcement did not originate from the state government, and the information is false and should be disregarded. The state government also expressed gratitude to parents and guardians for the understanding and cooperation. The family of late Sir Augustine Jinodu Salami has announced the program for the funeral of the patriarch of the family, late Sir Jinodu Salami. Until his demise, he was the oldest member of the Edo College Old Boys Association, ECOBA, and one of the founding fathers of the association. The funeral arrangement, as stated by the family, is as follows: vigil, mass, and tribute on Thursday, the 17th of October 2024 at Holy Cross Cathedral, Mission Road, Benin City, time 4 p.m. The funeral mass takes place at Holy Cross Cathedral, Mission Road, Benin City on Friday, the 18th October 2024 at 12 noon, while the socials comes up on Saturday, 19th October 2024 at the Rain Event Center, 28 Sapler Road, beside St. Mary's British Education School, Benin City, time 12 noon. In his message, the chairman of Providence Television International, Dr. Emmanuel Igariva, who is also an old boy of the college, described the late Sir Jinodu Salami as a distinguished Nigerian, noted for his Spartan discipline, fatherly love, and devotion to his Catholic faith. He prayed that the Almighty God would grant him a sweet repose in the heavenly kingdom. The late Sir Jinodu Salami passed on at the very ripe age of 97. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wali Edun, has disclosed federal government intention to slash food imports. Mr. Edun, who stated this during a press conference at Abuja, noted that the move is aimed at boosting domestic agricultural production and increase in food security. The minister reiterated government's commitment to support small-scale farming by providing critical input like seeds and fertilizer under schemes such as Nigerian Agricultural Growth Scheme. Mr. Edun further stated that the support will focus on enhancing both the wet and dry season harvest, reducing the need for imports in the short term while boosting productivity in the long term. 11 persons have been confirmed dead following a cholera outbreak at Indibokote village, Izi local government area of Ebonyi State. The recent outbreak claimed the life of a nursing mother living behind a 9-month-old baby. Speaking during the rapid response at Iziogo Health Center, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Moses Ekuma, confirmed the incident, noting that 20 affected persons are responding to treatment. The Commissioner disclosed that 3 treatment centers have been established to treat cholera cases, while expressing gratitude to the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund for their support. With that, we've come to the end of the world news. But before we go, a recap. We brought you the story which says stranded motorists have been rescued after a section of the M5 was closed amidst significant flooding. The northbound carriageway is closed between J16 for Aztec West and J15 for Almond Bori interchange for clear-up work and vehicles recovery. Military sources say Sudan's army has launched a major offensive in the capital, Khartoum, to regain ground held by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. The army carried out air raids on Thursday against RSF operations in its biggest such assault in months. Myanmar's military coup leaders have urged their opponents to put down their weapons and start political dialogue in a surprise move that was swiftly rejected. The State Administration Council as the military styled itself since seizing power in February 2021. And finally, dozens of people have been killed in Israel across Lebanon, health authorities said, as Israeli air forces expanded their bombardment of the country for a fourth consecutive day, despite growing international calls for a ceasefire. That's our package. Thanks for watching. Edna Cesar Garrick is my name. Good afternoon.